I remember the night so vividly, and the handcuffs were so tight on the hands, his wrists were actually bleeding.
41 years after being convicted of firebombing a grocery store, the Wilmington 10 were vindicated of a crime that they say they didn't commit. In one of her last acts in office, Governor Bev Perdue gave each member of the group a full pardon of innocence.
And now it's over. Mercy. And I would like to say thank you to Governor Perdue, and God bless you.
In a statement, Governor Perdue cited a 1980 decision to overturn the convictions due to gross improprieties that occurred during the trial. She also stated that the more she learned about the prosecutor's handling of the trial, the more she became appalled.
We were charged, tried, and convicted for crimes that we did not commit. And they didn't have evidence in court to prove that we did anything. This case shouldn't have happened, but it did.
Throughout the 41 years since their conviction, the group says they faced unbelievable hardships and became victims of hate due to a crime they didn't commit.
Folks would follow me. If I walked out the house, they would follow me. They would corner me. On a particular job, my boss said, had I known you was a family member of one of the 10, I would never have hired you.
You know, that had its trying times on me, you know, and what can I say? I did the best I could, and now it's over.
In Wilmington, Holden Kurwicki, WWAY News Channel 3. 1 year ago, the owner of Island Taxi installed these dash cameras to improve the safety of his drivers. He never expected it to capture the brutal attack that took place over the weekend.
Get off the car!
Police say cab driver Charles Hawksworth was trying to drive Gunnery Sergeant John Adam Kanosh home early Sunday morning when the Marine turned violent.
I've been in business 5 years. This is the first time anything like this has happened.
This video shows Sergeant Kanosh pummeling Hawksworth for close to 2 minutes. Investigators say it was because Hawksworth was going to pick up another man to split Kanosh's cab fare and reduce his cost.
Call 911 right now.
He has 5 broken bones in his optical socket area. The ER has sent him to a specialist because they don't know what's going to happen once the swelling goes down, whether the bones are going to collapse.
I'm going to kill you.
At one point during the attack, the Marine threatens to kill the driver for making him lose his hat.
Not in a million years would I have thought that one of my drivers would be almost beat to death just for stupidity.
Where's my hat?
Police say Kanosh left and checked himself into a mental institution in Wilmington, leaving the driver in a pool of blood, and the owner of Island Taxi wondering how to prevent a situation like this in the future.
I'm kind of at a point I don't know where to turn as far as to secure and make my drivers any safer.
In Pender County, Holden Kurwicki, WWAY News Channel 3.
Kristen was full of life. She was eager to learn, and she had a personality that you were just drawn to. She was bubbly.
In 2004, Kristen Nawjoke's ex-boyfriend John Peck began stalking her, going to extremes such as dressing as a woman to disguise his identity. His behavior led the Nawjokeses to take out a restraining order.
Well, that made him angry. He didn't like that. And when he got angry, he wanted revenge. And that's when he went out. That day that we got the protection order, I was told, and bought an SKS Chinese assault rifle to kill her.
In 2004, Peck shot Kristen Nawjokes at least 12 times at close range with military-grade 7.62mm bullets, leaving her body so badly mutilated that she would have to be cremated.
He fired so many shots into her that he blew her kneecap off. He blew the insides of her uterus, her spleen, all her female organs, and used the bullets that do the most tissue damage, and they all came out of her.
Holly Nawjokes believes tragedies such as her daughter's killing and massacres such as Columbine, Virginia Tech, and Sandy Hook Elementary could have been avoided with a ban on all assault rifles.
How many more people do you want to lose? Those were just young children, and those women that gave their lives to protect them. It's got to stop. There's too many of us parents that have lost our children, or grandparents and sisters and brothers that have to live with this horror day in and day out, and it never leaves you. it never leaves you. It becomes who you are.
A DWI checkpoint serves a multitude of different facets within law enforcement. They're a needed and a useful tool that we do use. Not only are they there to check for drunken drivers, but people who do have warrants or people who may or may not be operating the car legally.
Answer is he's failing to yield.
In today's cat and mouse world of legal maneuvering, a new advancement has been made by today's social media world. Checkpoint apps now flood the Android and iPhone app stores. There are even text services which will tip you off, and not everyone is happy about it.
I don't know if I'm totally for it, because I think people, if they were to find out there's a roadblock and go around it and stuff, that like they cause accidents and stuff like that. I've been through about 3 or 4 in a couple months. I do get nervous. I start to shake a little bit. Like I feel like they're gonna find a reason something's wrong or something.
Police say that if DWI checkpoint apps like this one can keep even one driver from strapping in and starting their car, that these apps are doing their job.
We considered it a success if the texts are going out, or Facebook or Instagram, whatever social media somebody may use to alert somebody that there is a checkpoint set up, then that keeps a drunk driver from behind the wheel, and we don't mind that.
In Wilmington, Holden Kurwicki, WWAY News Channel 3.
December the 7th, we were scheduled to enter the harbor at 7 a.m. We were coming around Diamond Head, heading for Pearl Harbor, and suddenly we saw all the conflagration, the aircraft, and it's bombing. The word came over that the Japanese had attacked Pearl Harbor, and immediately the skipper tried to find out from whence the aircraft came, from the task force. The word we got was that the planes came over the Pali and headed down Pearl Harbor, and we headed for that direction. If we found them, we were going to tie into them. Fortunately for us, we never found them. And then we entered Pearl Harbor the next morning and witnessed utter devastation. And my job with 2 volunteers in the boat, we patrolled Pearl Harbor, picking up bodies and parts of bodies. I lost 3 of my dearest friends. 2 of them I'd known before I joined the Navy, and they were on the USS West Virginia. And had I been still aboard the West Virginia, a bomb went right through my quarters, and that would have been the end. I believe sincerely it should never happen. Politics didn't work that time, though. You never forget it. You try, but you never forget it.
What started as a quiet Friday in Elizabethtown quickly changed around 9 a.m. That's when Elizabethtown Primary got a call about a bomb threat. Police rushed to the scene to ensure the safety of the 550 students and their teachers, evacuating them to the National Guard Armory.
School staff responded wonderfully. They were able to very quickly get the children evacuated from the school in just a matter of a few minutes, and law enforcement was on the school campus very quickly, and it went so smoothly. We couldn't have asked for a better evacuation.
Police say while they were assisting with the evacuation at Elizabethtown Primary School, they received a second call that the First Citizens Bank on Broad Street, just blocks away from their station, was being robbed.
It was a single black male, light-skinned black male, walked into the bank and approached the teller. There wasn't any customers in the bank at the time, and he handed the teller a note, displayed a handgun, and basically demanded the money. She gave him the money that she had that he put into a black duffel bag, and then he left on foot.
Friday afternoon, police said the armed robber was 27-year-old Aaron Montrese McDowell. Police say they are not sure if he is also the person who called in the bomb threat, but the timing of both calls makes it very suspicious.
We can't even verify the 2 are related. It is awfully coincidental, and we are investigating whether or not there's some relationship there. And I've been working here for 30+ years, and this is, as I recall, the 3rd bank robbery we've had.
In Elizabethtown, Holden Kurwicki, WWAY News Channel 3.
We need an ambulance at, what's the address? 612 North 8th Street. 612 North 8th? Yeah, somebody got shot. Can you please? Oh, gosh, please help me, his sibling, please. Send somebody, please.
Early Monday morning, police say 40-year-old Clifton Sykes Jr. and a female companion were sleeping soundly when, for the second time in 3 days, 2 people broke through the back door.
Do you know who did it? No, I don't. You don't know who did it? Here at gunpoint and robbed us and take us up, take over our eyes. Okay, they came in your...
Police say there was a struggle between Sykes and the burglars. While the woman was able to escape to the safety of a neighbor's house, gunshots rang out. Investigators say the 2 black males ran away, leaving Sykes in a pool of blood to die.
Where is the guy that got shot? He's right here on the floor. I don't want to move him, but he's right here on the floor. Okay, where was he shot at? He looked like he was shot in his right. Oh, yes, maybe. Where was he shot at, ma'am? Maybe in his shoulder. I don't know. He's laying flat on his stomach.
Sykes becomes the first death in a string of armed robberies in the port city that has some neighbors questioning whether there is a connection.
Those robberies are being investigated, and we're not able to link them together or know the motive for those robberies at this moment.